Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice of radio. So today, we are looking at a rather exciting new item card. Or should I say, an item tool. We're looking at Secret Hood. Now, this was revealed on the official YouTube channel today. It has, of course, been translated by the lovely David Hochmann over at limitlesstcg.com/translations or Rappelmann TCG. You can find him in either of those places. And it's a rather exciting tool indeed. What it says is, prevent all effects of abilities from your opponent's Pokemon done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. So what you do is you attach it here, and any effects of abilities are gone. Now, this might take a little bit of explaining because, of course, it doesn't stop everything. It stops abilities that are done to the Pokemon the card is attached to. So if we take something like Naganadel, for instance, this isn't ability lock. So Naganadel has an ability where it accelerates an energy from the discard to itself, and so that's just completely irrelevant and won't be stopped. Something like that just ignores it. But there are a couple of relevant ones, and Decidueye springs to mind. Decidueye's ability is a lovely ability that says once during your turn you may place 2 damage counters onto one of your opponent's Pokemon. Well, not if they've got a Secret Hood attached. Similarly, we've got Greninja and, well, Frogadier while we're here. And they're like the old Golbat and Crobat. When you evolve into Frogadier, you get to put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. When you evolve into Greninja, you get to put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. And you can use this to just take Pokemon down, KO them by dropping damage counters without having to worry too much about, well, them doing anything, to be perfectly honest. Here's the thing though, we've actually got Metal Goggles. Now, Metal Goggles only really works for Metal Pokemon. It's like Metal Frying Pan, it reduces damage done by 30, but instead of taking away weakness like Metal Frying Pan does, Metal Goggles stops damage counters being placed on a Pokemon by abilities. So, Decidueye, Frogadier, Greninja, all of that will be turned off here. You're going to stop your opponent dropping damage counters, that's nice. But it goes so much further than that. So if we take the first category of abilities as dropping damage counters, we can take the second category of abilities as getting rid of energy. Now, there is a deck over in Japan at the moment which is doing really rather well indeed. And it revolves around a Alolan Persian that does 90 damage for 0 energy, minus 30 for each energy on them, and the Lycanroc Dusk form that is hitherto unreleased outside of Japan, but we can expect to be getting in Team Up. And that ability on the Lycanroc Dusk form is a Team Flare Grunt. When you evolve into Lycanroc Dusk form, you get to discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. And then, of course, it's got a GX attack that does 30 damage for each energy your opponent has in the discard pile. Now, I have made a video about this deck, and I promise you, if we can have a day without Pokemon dropping 2 to 3 videos worth of new cards / news, I will bring this video to you. It's made, it's ready to go. There's been at least 2 videos a day worth of new cards revealed, and it's been busy this week, ladies and gentlemen. I have a job. But anyway, this is a great deck, which is seeing a lot of play in Japan and seeing a fair amount of success. And the ability discards an energy, and you probably don't want your energy discarded. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this comes in very nicely. This has got your back. You pop a Secret Hood on, then Lycanroc evolves up, and they can still get rid of an energy attached to one of your other Pokemon, but they can't get rid of one from the Pokemon with Secret Hood on. And I think that's the point here. This is not a card which is going to protect a million different Pokemon from a million different abilities. There are so many abilities that just have nothing to do here. There are so many abilities that don't do anything to your Pokemon. But there are a bunch that do, and this stops it quite nicely indeed. Now, there are a bunch of other ancillary things we could do here. How about Porygon Z? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I have seen an opportunity to drop a Porygon Z reference into a video, and gosh darn it, I am going to take it. Porygon Z's got a great ability. Now, it's a stage 2 and it's never seen much play, but I stand by the ability. And what it does is it evolves all of your Pokemon, well, devolves all of your opponent's Pokemon by one stage. But that is an ability that has an effect on each of your Pokemon, and therefore nothing will happen because, well, you've got this on there. And job's a good un. I know, right? Yay! Now, I'm going to be honest with you, slow Roger a little bit here, because the biggest and most impactful ability here is actually a Lycanroc, just not the one we've already talked about. It's the Lycanroc that we're all playing, the one with Dangerous Rogue as a GX attack, and Bloodthirsty Eyes as the ability. It drags one of your opponent's Pokemon into the active so that you can have a go, try and beat them, etc. And this will stop it. And here's the thing, right? People that are playing Lycanroc decks, a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time, aren't playing Guzma because they're like, look, we've got gusting effects. We can gust using Lycanroc. We don't have to worry about Guzma. That's all right, mate. We're fine. And as soon as you put a secret hood on, you're stopping your opponent being able to actually gust you in the active. And this could be absolutely crucial. Let's say you've got a Pokemon with energy attached, and your opponent has 2 prizes remaining, and if they KO this Pokemon, they win the game. Now, you could max potion to completely heal, but the problem is, if you max potion, they might still be able to get a one-hit KO. And even if they can't, you lose the energy on the Pokemon. Whereas Secret Hood goes, right, here's the deal. You can't use Bloodthirsty Eyes to drag me into the active, so if you don't have a Guzma, I'm fine. You can't drag me in the active, and I'm going to sit here because I know I want this Pokemon to be able to take a prize in the future. Let's say it's a heavily damaged Gardevoir with a bunch of energy attached. But you can't put it in the active now because you've got more than 2 prizes remaining. You wait until there are only 2 prizes remaining, and then in comes Gardevoir to finish off. Now, we need to go back to Field Blower here, because the reality is that all of these abilities I'm talking about, you can just use Field Blower, get rid of Secret Hood, and then as soon as Secret Hood's gone away, your opponent can do whatever they want at that stage. And that is a big problem. But that's the risk we take with every tool. I mean, this goes back to what I always say about it being in your opponent's control. This will help you if it's on during your opponent's turn. But if your opponent plays a Field Blower to get rid of it and then uses their ability, there's nothing you can do. And it's just gone. But you know what? It helps against enough Pokemon. Not a huge amount of Pokemon, but it helps against enough Pokemon. It stops your opponent dropping damage counters with stuff like Decidueye and Greninja. It stops your opponent getting rid of energy with Lycanroc Dusk form. It stops the gusting with Lycanroc Midnight form. And honestly, there aren't that many others at the moment, although if you've got any others you would like to mention, please, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section. This is a fun card with a lot of utility that can help against a bunch of decks. But the question you really need to ask yourself is, am I playing this over Choice Band? Am I playing this over a skateboard? Because you know what? You can only have one tool attached to any one Pokemon unless it's Genesect. In which case, yay! But you can only have one tool other than that. And the question you need to ask yourself is this the one tool that I actually want to be using? And I'm not so sure that it actually is. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give it a score of between 3 and 4 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. And this is the part of the video where I invite you to tell me what you think about this card going nuts whilst being nice in the comment section. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays. We're over 3,000 subs. I'm delighted, but I'm greedy. I want more. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.